I've always said I'll be late to my own funeral, and I stand by that. Anyway, I'm gonna butcher this song pretty bad. You're welcome. There's a place where the sun does shine and the birds keep time with the pines up yonder. That's the home of my Caroline. She's dancing in the sky. Oh, how sweet when we meet on the golden streets of the great white valley. These old chains around my feet, they're pulling me back down. Caroline, oh Caroline, I'll be home just any old time. Grave in the garden won't be satisfied till your name's next to mine. Bones do break and my hands do shake as I lie in the wake of time's cruel slaughter. But if I die before I wake, gonna see my Caroline. Caroline, oh Caroline, I'll be home just any old time. The grave in the garden won't be satisfied till your name's next to mine. Caroline, oh Caroline, I'll be home just any old time. The grave in the garden won't be satisfied till your name's next to mine. Guess it could have been worse. This is Dead Dodge Garage Live. No, not only have I not practiced that one, I literally first played it 10 minutes ago. That's why I'm late. I went to a concert the other day. Wife and I went and saw Coulter Wall and Friends. And he played that song and it was great, so. Well, I tried. Anyway. Yeah. Went to Seattle, stayed in a hotel room, got a Seattle dog, some delicious dumplings. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate that. Can't quite get as grumbly low as he does. Tony Yetter, good evening. Mike Holst is here. You know, there probably will be a bit more Dart Wagon content, but I got other fish to fry, and so I am going to be looking to rehome that wagon at some point in the near future, so hopefully somebody wants it. Nice. McLovin Jr. just got a Boss DS1 distortion pedal. That's classic. Very good. Remember Donnie later in the live stream. 60% of the time it works every time. I have no idea what he's talking about. Ooh. Ooh. McLovin. Take my money. I need that right now. That's Tall Deck, right? Where is that? Whose house is that at? That is Tall Deck, right? It's hard to tell. Huh. But it must be. Okay. Okay. Got any trips up here planned? I might have to drive to Salem tomorrow. I'm trying to do cool stuff this week. Tom's here. How's it going, Tom? Donnie is here. Halfway meetup. What's your schedule like? Let's go. I'll send you money and you can send him money or whatever. I need that, dude. I need that. Like Tuesday. What's wrong with you? Man, some people's microphones. Donnie seemed to think pineapples belong on pizza. Yeah. Cream cheese and grilled onions belong on hot dogs. And if you don't agree, I will fight you. Glenn is here. What's up, Glenn? How's it going? Oh, no. Hot Shoe is in mourning because the ECU and his stealth went to car part heaven. That is unfortunate. William Fitch is here from Spokane, Washington. How's it going there? My mother is here. My sister is here. Rooster is here. Donnie's here. Of course, Ryan's here. McLovin Garage. We've got a full house of mods tonight. Israel Contreras. I swear I could have pronounced that right last week. Has put cream cheese on a burger. Never done that yet. But I do really like it on a bagel sandwich with an egg, bacon, or slice of ham, and some cheese. Excuse me. Robert Lee says, nice opening. Thank you. Are we going to hear some Marty Robbins tonight? Probably not. But, Donnie, what did you just do? Why did you delete that message as I was reading it? What did you do? Why did you delete that? Man, some people. It's hard to find good help. Donnie's wrong about pineapple. Operation Corn Dog. Dude, I guess we're going to be fighting the microphone tonight. Jeff Militich is here. I don't think you missed anything yet. Tom was trying to put carpet in a Superbird and mostly failing. I'm disappointed in you. So, I have a story for everyone. At the end of last week's live stream, Vic's here. How's it going, Vic? I got a lot of people to say hi to. Granddad's Junk is here. He's on time. Wow. Daniel Taylor, also here. 2 weeks in a row. Very nice. And Atwood is never late. He arrives exactly when he is meant to. Avon is here. Lovejoy is here. Paul Steinberg is here, who quite enjoyed the videos this week. Thank you, Paul. This is 100% true. Said it many times. I'm still drinking PBR because it's still what we have in the fridge, but we'll get through it. Bell James is here. What is up, Bell James? Wow. It was colder in Tampa than it was in Seattle the other day. Well, it was pretty cold in Seattle, I can tell you that. Connor Lank Havasu, also here. Stacy just became a member, but I know he was a member before, so now he has remembered. You'll have that sometimes. Anyway, I had a story. Cameron Powell says, great channel. Thank you very much. Look, a GMT 400 with a Scoopy hood. Rad. It said you deleted that comment, Donnie. It tells me who did it. I don't know what happened. Anyway, yes, yeah, the poly was absolutely disgusting and terrible. Next video on the poly build is coming on Engine Wednesday this week. It's going to be a long Engine Wednesday video. We've got a lot. We've done a lot on that. Acid Spit Stormchild wants to know if we talk cars in here. Sometimes, and sometimes we talk tank engines. Robo Style is here. What's up? What's a car? Can it rent a car? It is a car. Nice. Jackson Frandrup just put dual 102-inch CB whips on my 79 W150. Hell yeah, brother. Used to have one on mine. Just one on my 75. Never thought I'd see Jamie drink PBR. Well, neither did I. JW Cagel's here. What is up? Robert Fitch, also here, drinking an IPA. Wow. It was warmer in Alberta than in Houston, Texas the other day. Yeah. Name goes here, and a couple other people want to see the 273 tunnel ram in the 64 wagon. That is going in the Barracuda. The tunnel ram is just sitting on that 273 for like artistic effect. That 273 is just a stock, nothing special. That's the totally dirt cheap budget rebuild 273 I did on the channel last year. But anyway, excuse me again. Yeah, I'm not putting the tunnel ram in the dart wagon, but I like where your head's at. William Fitch, in the trunk of the Challenger was my Rickenbacker bass because I was going to brand practice. Carnivore Customs with a question. Enjoyed the Jeep video. Wondering if you have a video on adjusting the shifter cables on the 904 push button. I don't specifically. I did. I have discussed them in a few videos, and I know my 63 convertible Dart video, I talked about it some, but yeah, I think I have the most information on push button adjustment there. My 63 Dart convertible. Oh, what was that? A year ago or so? I bought that off the Craigslist, and it was just like, it was a basket case, and I put it together and got it running. And yeah, I know I discussed it there. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like a guide just for that, but in that video, I know I talked about it some. Walter G is here. Yeah, I haven't seen that name in a while. Have to send you some more diecast. I know I have a few XJ Hot Wheels stashed away. Yes, that would be awesome. Sounds great. Okay, anyway, I had a story, and I distracted myself from said story. At the end of last week's live stream, you may have noticed me look at my phone and go, oh, I have to go. Stop it. I guess I'm louder tonight. I don't know. I will show you what was sent to me. My response, 8:03 p.m. is when I got the message, and my response was a bad word, and I know where all my money's going now. This is the ad that I was sent. Can you see what that is? It's an A100 truck with a 440 in the bed. Yep, we like that. So, I stepped out of this live stream. I walked through the kitchen outside and called this man and said, hey, I just saw your ad, and I need that. I have to have that. No one else is allowed to have that. I need that, and I'm going to buy it from you, and I'll come get it. And so I did. So now, Vic has a diecast of that and can make one for me. Yeah, so apparently I heard that Graveyard Cars did one, which is awesome. So obviously a video is coming, but you being my faithful live stream followers. Mitsubishi Scorpion. Yeah, I've heard of them. There it is on the trailer. The level of sickness is off the chart. Look at the seats. Look at the tack. It's got little front runners on it. It's got actually only 9.5-inch slicks. That's not big enough. It's got big, gigantic, it's got tubs like this in the bed. So, yeah. Hemi stroker? No. 426 Hemi? Maybe. Oh, theirs had a Hemi stroker? Oh, okay, cool. Rad. Nismo Freak. I have one. Do you want it? Well, yeah, but are you going to mail it to me from Australia? Because that's where most Scorpions are. Yeah. Make a goal to sell off 5 projects this month. I got rid of 3 and I bought 4. I'm going to sell the 59, I hope. Yeah, Vivian. Yeah, that's the intro to the video is, you may have heard of these. Any A100 is good A100, but this one is any A100 pickup, but this one is gooder, and I'll show you why. Yeah, it's got a 440. It's got the shortest 727 I have ever seen, and the drivetrain is back and there is no drive shaft. The yoke output on the transmission is bolted directly to the axle. It's not a future wheel stander, it's a now wheel stander, except it currently doesn't run. They took the good they took the good heads off of it. They gave me different 452 heads, but they need some work, so excuse me. No, Taco Time, there will be no gravel video. There will be gravel, but no video. Believe in Yourself became a DDG member. Thank you very much. Welcome to the club. Carl Nygaard says, keep the Dart Wagon. The Dart Wagon is an absolute piece of garbage, and I don't want it. But if any of you want it, I'll make you a hell of a deal. It needs a whole floor. It needs the axle gone through. It needs a carburetor that won't light it on fire. It needs the exhaust manifold changed, probably. I say it's a complete piece of garbage. Actually, like, all of the accessories work mostly, which is weird. Mechanically sound in the engine, I think, the transmission department, given that it's freshly rebuilt. It's just low on fluid. Someone else needs to own it. I don't think I'm going to do the 273 swap. As fun as that would be, I have so many better things to do. Dan Topper sent that A100 ad to his brother. Where am I going to put it? I'm going to build a doghouse to keep it, because I have to keep it outside. I cannot fit it in the shop. There's nowhere to put it. Xavier Ortiz, have you heard of the Challenger Deputy? Yes. It was a cheap model that had fixed rear windows that did not roll down and other cheapened bits. My 73 Challenger had fixed rear windows. I don't think they were stock, though. And I don't think they were... and it was a rally, not a deputy. But anyway. Yeah, so I bought an A100 wheel stander. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm going to maybe try and see if I can't meet McLovin halfway between here and there and buy a tunnel ram and carbs and a scoop for it. It's going to be awesome. That is exactly what I need, like, yesterday. So, yeah. That's what's up. Angel's Garage. I want to put a locker on a 9 1/4. What locker should I use? I don't know. Whatever one you can buy. I've never done that before. Yeah. Did you like that cliffhanger? I thought it was cool. Yeah. Acid Spit. Have you always ran brake boosters in 65 Barracudas? They take a lot of space. No, I've literally never run a brake booster in an early Barracuda, and I wouldn't. Classic Dude Mike has come for an argument. This is nothing but mere contradiction. No, it isn't. Bell James noticed that the 300 did a burnout. Yeah, with the biggest, stupidest tires in the world on it. He did a tune-up because it was running even worse. He hasn't done anything with the thermoquad yet, and we need to. Yeah, we have some plans for that, but we haven't gotten there. But yeah, he's made a lot of improvements. The trunk lid has changed. That's buffed. The rubber side trim is off of it. It was falling off anyway and rusting the side of the driver's door. It's like cleaned up under the hood. He's got the wiper linkage back together, trying to get a motor. It's looking so much better. It's awesome. I should have taken it out there ages ago. I wanted to do video on it here, but I just had to make some room for projects coming in, and so I just took it to his place for now, and what do you know? It's like fully restored already. Bullwag wants to know, do you have any videos regarding throttle cable and kickdown hookups? I did a video called The Big Classic Chrysler Kickdown Video. So watch that. Should tell you everything you need to know. Oh, I didn't get a notification for this, but Israel sent a $5 super sticker, which of course I can't see on this screen, which is disappointing, but thank you for that. Yeah, Taco Time. My favorite part of the last video of the Dart Wagon was when you put the gas cap on the Barracuda. I liked that too. My favorite part was when I ripped the 170 out of the back the hard way. And allegedly could have potentially ruined some stuff, but it didn't. Carl Nygaard, any advice on getting better speed? 64 Valiant with the Holly piece of garbage carburetor. No. Get rid of that carburetor. Good place to start. Yeah. Um, yeah. Ben Braddock with a question. Factory battery and lighting wiring harness for 71 to 4 B body with power brakes. Under the booster or over? It goes over it. And there's supposed to be two little wire holder clippy thingies against the firewall. I think those have the firewall plate. And yeah, they go on the hardware for that. So it secures. I think the one for late B, because E-body has one clip there, I think. Something like that. But I think late B actually has little stands and wire holder thingies. So there you go. But yeah, it goes over the booster. Yeah. Oh, anyway, Mike, my buddy Mike, sent me the link to the A100 as well. The next day, he'll park it at Tom's. No. Nice. I am an A-body guy. An A100 really isn't one. My buddy Mike sent me the link to it and said, should I change my D100, trade my D100 for this? And I said, I saw her first. And he said, I'm going to tell that guy you're a flake. That was pretty fun for me. Zayden Burtz. I need someone's help. I have 72 Charger. Idles fine. When you put it under load or add gas, it dies. Any ideas? Tried messing with timing and air fuel mixture. Does your accelerator pump work? And when you say messing with timing, how much timing have you messed with? Because super late timing can kind of do that. What kind of carburetor? What engine is this? Has it been tuned anytime recently? Has the carb been overhauled? And yeah, how is the timing set? How did you leave it when you're done messing with it? Yeah, this A100 also has rust down the bottom that's been repaired because, of course, it has. And there is more 81 Challenger content coming. No, the A100 doesn't currently have a window in the floorboards. I am planning to add one, and I'm going to add cutting brakes. Differential braking between both rear wheels with the cables, so you can steer it when it's in the air. Now, mind you, this thing does not have enough power to like do the full strip wheelies right now, so I'm not really worried about that stuff at the moment. I just want to see it pull the nose off the ground, and I will be pleased. So that's coming up. Hot Shoe said to put 13 by 31s on it. Yeah, they'd fit. They'd totally fit. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I just saw something. What was it? Dang it. Yeah, it is a poor man's little red wagon. That's exactly what it is. The Rust Farm can't wait for more on the Power Wagon. Me neither. Yeah, that's coming up. Tom's voting for Hemi in the A100, and I do have a Hemi in pieces, and I think that would be cool, but also the Hemi is worth like 5 times as much as the van is or more. So, I don't know. Blockaholic77 sent me $9.99 and said, thanks for the great content. Thank you, and thanks for being a member as well. I really appreciate that. Glenn, is the A100 going to be street legal? Well, it's got taillights, but, and it's got paperwork and everything. It will not be a street driving vehicle, but it does have lights. So, I mean, it could be street legal. Just don't let them look at the rear suspension. Yeah. Starchild on the Discord has been relaying his super fun times with the Sweepline truck that's been in mechanic hell for, I'm guessing, 8 months. We're currently having a competition to figure out who can guess closest to the number of days it was there. But yeah, he finally got it back today, which is just crazy. Husky85 says, yes, you can put a brake booster in an early A body. Just toss it in the back seat. Nice. Oh, Tom's going to Oregon Tuesday. Hey, when are you going to be back? I'd really like to have that tunnel ran by Tuesday. But later this week could probably work too, I guess. Braden's Deals. When did you commit your identity to garbage Dodges? Age 17. So half of my life ago. Solid. Stage 0, Jason is here. What's up? And says, great videos this week. Particularly the XJ, because it's nearly identical to mine. Even the low miles. The low 253K. Nice. Good times. Mike Holst. Looked at an A100 many years back, set up for rear-mounted engine. Well, this is mid-mounted, but yeah. Does yours have a frame/cradle made of rectangular tubing? Yes, of course it does. Yeah, I think that's how they're all built. And it's all welded solid. And the main rectangular beams go from the frame rail down to the axle. And then there's a stand on top of the axle as well. And then wheelie bar mounts on the axle housing. The engine is on steel ears here, and then tying them together is a big tubular cross member, and then there's another tubular cross member under the transmission that unbolts with like 3 bolt flanges that look like header flanges almost. Christopher Ansel asked, what are your thoughts on F-bodies, specifically Dodge Aspen RT and Volare Super Coupe? I actually think they're cool now. I used to not be into those F-bodies at all, but at this point in history, A-bodies are so expensive and stupid. I think those F-bodies are looking pretty good. Yeah, and I do think they're decent-looking cars. I always just looked at them as, oh, it's like a Duster, but worse. But now I see them in a different light. The truck you're thinking of, I don't think was called the A600. Aren't those L600, I believe? Yeah, pretty sure that's L. But yeah, it's a tilt cab. They used the cab section. Yeah, Dodge L600. It's a cab over tilt cab truck, heavy duty axles, usually 361s and 5 speeds, although I think there were other options. There usually were in big Dodge trucks. But yeah, L600 and L700. They made those for a few years, and they're pretty cool. And Nick Lamb, the guy that sent me the link for the A100, actually has one of those that he got over in one of the Dakotas. It's just the cab section, and it's got the 361 and the 5-speed sitting in it. But, yeah. David, weren't we just talking about A833 wheel stander parts? Well, that's for the Barracuda. That's not. Yeah. And that's not a wheel stander. That's, it'll pull the front wheels. That's the idea. Fix a cigarette lighter. The radio lights up with, or wait, hold on. Maybe that's Dave's car I'm thinking of. No. Oh, yeah. Nope, that radio lights up too, but no speakers. And it's not the factory radio. It's under the dash. Hot Shoe has found you need at least 8 inches of drive shaft to save the output shaft. Does that apply if everything is welded solid to the frame? Just wondering. Donnie still wants the Bel Air. I still want you to buy the Bel Air. Come and get it. Danny Cohen. That's fine. I'll take the linkage kit and I'll go through the carbs. Done deal. Yep. D-Hill, son. In fact, maybe I'll might even set those off to the side and grab the known good ones off my other tunnel ram for now. Danny Cohen. Hey, Jamie. I love the 81 Challenger. What are your thoughts on an 85 Camry turbo diesel? I've never heard of or seen such a thing, but it sounds amazing. I don't know what it weighs yet. I will be scaling it eventually. It seems like it's not very heavy, and I did not put it on the ramp truck. It's going on the ramp truck. It's going to be fine. It's going to be awesome. Reinhardt Kornbreck is here. What is up? Mark M. also here. Fleetwood is here. Snowmunk VX. DDG, heyo! At our hangar, there is a tug with a slant 6 and it runs like crap. It was propane and gasoline, now is only gas. Cheap replacement carb? I'm going to assume it's single barrel. Excuse me. Carter BBS. or Holly 1945. That's the later 70s single barrel Holly, and it is so much better. I don't know what kind of linkage situation you have in that, whether it'll just pop right in there or not, but that is what I would be looking for, probably that Holly 1945. The BBS has gotten hard to find. Sagan Felty just became a member. Thank you for that. What is that? 70... 2 Coronet? Somewhere in there. I don't have all those grills memorized, but thank you. I do not have any Sweet 3s on the trees right now. No, I don't. I like to keep one around, but yeah, I don't currently. My last A100 van, A108 van, was, in fact, a 3 on the tree. Yeah. I'm not addicted to it. I'm just trying to empty the fridge. Nolan is here. What's up? The A100 is going to have zoomies, so not street legal. Well, we'll see. I haven't built them yet. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, trailing brakes, that's another name. Same thing. Cutting brakes, whatever. You can differentially brake the rear wheels while you're in the air, and that will steer you. So that's how the big time wheel standers do it. They put a window in the floor, and when they're up, they can see some of the track through that. I feel like the A100 is better off than some of them because your windshield, you are the front of the truck van. But yeah, cutting brakes. It actually has the factory e-brake handle is there, and one cable is running back to a splitter like factory, and all I have to do is take the splitter off, join that to 2 cables, and make it be 2 handles. Either next to each other right there by the shifter or something. But yeah, we'll get there. Again, right now, it's not going to stand on the front bumper for like a whole city block. I bet it pulls the wheels, but don't have enough power to do, full 8th mile wheelies just yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly not concerned at all with making it street legal. It already has an 8 3/4 that is welded solid to the frame. So 8 3/4, and I don't know what gear ratio is in it, but it better be something ridiculous. Paul Steinberg says, when you get the wheels of the A100 in the air for the first time, make sure you have a change of underwear. Yes, I know. Jesus, it's okay. I'm ready. It's gonna be interesting. Josh Dively said to get it to do wheelies with 318 or slant. I like where your head's at. John A. the Kid just got here. Great channel. Thank you very much. He also says the new wagon is tits. I agree. It's cool. There's no room in my fleet for it as a permanent member, so it probably won't. It won't be around forever, but we may well see it more. Don't spoil the first video. One barrel Carter. Does the accelerator pump work? 318, that's a 2-barrel. It's a BBD. Fuel pump works. No accelerator pump. Accelerator pump. Timing is set to 5 to 6 over TDC. I assume that means before TDC. Bump it to 10 degrees before and see if it improves things. And check thoroughly for vacuum leaks. Any vacuum nipples that are open. Also test your vacuum advance pod. Pull the hose off, clean it a little bit, and suck on it with your mouth. And if it holds vacuum, great. If it doesn't, your vacuum advance is bad, which is pretty common. It won't cause that, probably. But yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I got to figure out the scheduling for that. I think I kind of mentioned what I'm hoping, because last year, No Name and Holly Mo Party were like the one weekend after the other. And so that would mean I'm out and about in that area for like a week. And so, yeah, that'd be cool. And we could do the Cordoba motor. Okay. Yeah, I certainly can't commit to that just yet, but I want to do that, and that would work out well. And you know everybody would love to see 318 hop-ups in that Cordoba. That would be great. Daniel Taylor, have you looked at camshaft options or suppliers for the Mitsu Challenger? No, I haven't yet. We'll get there. I've done some reading on it. I'm in a group. I'm on a forum. And I heard about companies that were making them years ago. I don't know what availability there is right now. If it comes to it, I will send the cam that's in it or a junkyard one to a regrinder. You know, that's always an option. Braden's deals. I poke at you, Jamie, but in reality, I love the channel. Yeah, I understand. Appreciate it. Keep it up. Also, that's the last compliment I expect to give. Anti-Stupid wants to know if any signs of poison ivy yet. I was pretty worried about poison oak, the red stuff, from off-roading the XJ and stomping around in the weeds. No, and that was a week and a day ago, so I think we're okay. I did scratch the crap out of my arms, and it was a little itchy in places, but it wasn't anything major. Easy on the duster jokes. I love dusters. Likes to backfire. Vacuum leaks, accelerator pump, and late timing. Your timing mark may be wrong. And if you're 5 to 6, you said 5 to 6 over, and I'm hoping you meant 5 to 6 before. If it's 5 to 6 after, that is your problem. Yeah, it's probably late timing. Just bump your timing up. Start 10, 12 degrees before top dead center. And be careful with that. Depending on your distributor, that could end up being way too much. Andrew Button, why do people complain about the prices of A-bodies? Because they used to be $300 to $500. Take your pick. And now a project swinger is $3 to $5 to $6 to $7 grand for a not 340 car. That's why. Yes, they're better than B and E body. Of course, that was the entire appeal. That's why I became an A-body guy, because I could have 5 of them. And now, I mean, because I am who I am and I know who I know, and I don't know, I'm so plugged into this, things like that wagon show up, and it's not extremely expensive, but it's also a rusty pile of garbage, so there's that. If I wanted to just go out and buy a good A-body project car, if I didn't already have 4 of them, it would cost thousands. And that sucks, because they used to be almost free. That was the whole appeal for me. F-bodies, on the other hand, still very cheap. And so, again, like, I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you they are much more expensive than they used to be, and not just because money is worth less, which it is, but compared to inflation, they have vastly outpaced inflation. Desire for A-bodies has gone up because desire for B and E-bodies has gone up so much. Prices on those have gone up so much. So now everybody's looking at muscle era A-bodies going, damn, these are sweet cars, and they're way cheaper than B-bodies and E-bodies, and it drives the prices up. And every time one crosses the block, it make them for $70K or $120K. Everyone with a Slant 6 Duster goes, oh, well, what's mine worth then? The mere existence of $70,000 to $100,000 A-bodies means parts for those cars just went up. Means project examples of those cars just went up. So anyway, my point is, they are more expensive. It's a simple fact. But F-bodies are still cheap. Except for the good ones. Oh boy. Jason did some awesome burnouts in his 70 Fury. That ship? Aye, that ship. With the 360 you put in it, 904 doesn't seem too happy anymore. My experience with 904s and burnouts has always been, whoopsie, neutral is now drive and reverse is goes nowhere. 904s love exploding after abuse like that if they're all stock. I have a 727 from my 79 step side I can toss in, thinking I'd like an A518 for the truck. Yeah, that good plan. Yep, just gonna have to shorten the drive shaft and change the yoke, or try and source one. Yeah, yeah. My first A-body. Donnie's out of control. Dead Dodge Garage sounds better than Shiny Good Car Pentastar. That does have some alliteration, though. Good job. My first A-body was a beautiful, rust-free 72 Valiant sedan for $140. My second A-body was a 1974 Plymouth Duster with hang 10 bucket seats, which alone now are worth well more than I paid for the car. I paid $300 for it. It drove home. It had a cracked windshield, and it had been a half-top car. Someone ripped that off and hacked a sunroof into it, and it had little rust holes where the back of the half-top had been. And other than that, it was a nice-looking car. It had some ripples in the bodywork and stuff, but it was like burgundy and nice, decent interior, like $300, drove home. My third one was a $600 Scamp, or was that backwards? Maybe that was number 2. Sent a rod through the side of that Slant 6. That was cool. Anyway, the point is, they used to be cheap. I remember when I bought my 73 Swinger, the first of 5 times, and I paid $900 for it, and I was driving it home going, why the hell did I pay $900 for this thing? It's not worth that. That's ridiculous. Oh, well. Proceeded to drive it forever, and then traded it to my friend who drove it forever, and then we did a 360 swap for him, and then I got it back, and then I traded it to a friend. Anyway, the last time I sold it, I think I only got $3,500 because by that time it had been at the beach for 5 years. It was full of holes, half bare metal, barely ran, smoked, etc. We cut a bunch of holes in it. Still got $3,500. That had aluminum heads. Anyway, I also think doing big wheelies in the middle of my street in an A100 pickup should garner some attention. And that is why I took one look at that and went, yup. That, and because I like to party. A little bit of both. Yeah. It's cool. It's the only, like, actual built race machine I've ever had. Never had anything remotely like it. Of course, I'm building one of my own. Caitlin Harris is here. What's up? Yeah, does not apply if the rear axle is solid mounted. So I guess we're good. Jeff R. Happy Australia Day. Nice. Are you changing it up with beer? Yes. I started getting into the PBR. Bought a case of it to share with people for 80s Day, and I was hoping it would all disappear. No one drank almost any of it. Excuse me. The next day, I gave most of a 24-pack to my friend, or 30? Whatever. Big box. And I kept like 7 of them. And I still have 4 left. But I'm trying. Waste not. You know? We'll be back to cider soon. And the rum cake is still in the fridge. I've been chipping away at it. Yeah. It's intense. It's never the dessert I want, but it's the dessert I deserve. Nice. Israel. I'm just going to pronounce your name slightly differently every time I do it. It's probably Israel. Gotta say, since I've been watching your channel, I've been tempted to trade my 2000 Dodge Dakota Quad Cab 5.9 for a 70s Dodge truck. That's a pretty good truck you got, though. Yeah. No, 1920s are terrible. I have a BBS. No, you can't have it. Oh, cool. Yeah, 72 Coronet Custom from my dad. Nice. Those are cool. Vic also has a 3 on the tree. No, you can't have that either. Nice. Very cool. I wonder if someone hid that comment. I'm going to delete it anyway, so I don't have to look at it because it's really stupid. Wow, Dan Tupper has a differential rear cable braking setup gathering dust. Well, that's good to know. I still need to visit your house. Chris is here and says, hi, Jamie. I suspect a leak at the exhaust manifold on my 66 Olds at idle or if you rev it in neutral. Seems to just purr, but under acceleration seems to get really loud. Could I be mishearing the problem? Well, maybe, but that really could be an exhaust leak, and I suggest you take a length of rubber hose a couple feet long, put one end to your ear, and search around with the other end down by your engine, maybe while you're revving it, and or someone else is revving it. And yeah, you hopefully will be able to locate that. Yeah, she likes it, but, you know, it was my idea that she would drive it, not my idea. but not her idea. You know what I meant. Yeah, she liked the idea of it, but I told her, like, it's bad, dude. The plywood in there is the only thing keeping you from Flintstoning that car. It's not good. No, it has plastic racing seats with really thin... That was a shiver. With really thin pads. Yeah. Oh, man. End of time. Traded a crusty A100 van for a 6970 CB750. I had a 72. That's the bike I wrecked. Almost died. Robbed the engine for a chopper. Yes, I was hated for it. I had an Amen Savior chopper frame and a CB750 engine. 2 of them, in fact. And I gave them to my friend. They were given to me. So I just kind of passed the savings on to him. I would have liked to have put it together, but I didn't have everything. Anyway, good times. I had a crusty A100 van. I did videos on it way back. That was the Banana van. That was like one of the first channel projects, really. I put slots on it. One of the it had like lug nut problems and the wheels were falling off. And so I ended up putting slots on it. Oh, lug stud problems. Fixed all that. Repaired the brakes. I did some other things. Got it driving. Never used it very much. And then I sold it. I sold it for pretty good money. And on the way home, I spent half of the money on a 4-wheel drive Slant 6 truck, which was cool. Nipple. Stop it. The local constabulary may have different thoughts on zoomies. I have read the law with regard to exhaust systems. Yeah, exactly. Fine specs, or cam grinders are smart. Those guys are smart, and they can probably hold your hand and walk you toward what you need. For an oddball engine like that, they might not have as much of a repository of knowledge. So yeah, if you find some specs from an old catalog that match what you want to do, there you go. Yeah. David says the 1945 Holly is the answer. I think it's great. The only problem is for early A's, because I alluded to using that on the wagon, there is no version of the 1945 with the shaft throttle. They were only cable throttle. Nice. Andrew Button, how hard would it be to get an R body to do wheelies without modifying much? Horsepower, good springs, loose front suspension, no sway bar. Take a bunch of weight out of the front, add some weight to the very back. Very, very sticky tires, prep surface ideally. Snubber, maybe Caltrax, I don't know. Snubber is usually the way, but R body, ow. It's B body based. It should still have provisions for a snubber. I'm sure it does. I don't know. That's tough. I don't think so. The designs are pretty different. The 1945, I want to say it's got that dual float, even though it's a single barrel. I think they have a dual float. That's funny. Joe's Mopar Mess asked Uncle Tony what wiring harness he recommends, and he said none. Evans wiring or Year One sells M&H. And yeah, they're good. M&H is really good. I've installed a bunch of them. Yes, they're expensive. Sorry. Do you want good stuff? That's what you got. American Auto Wire does not make a drop-in replacement factory type harness, and that is why I hate them. Their stuff is fine quality, but it's a job, dude. I mean, it's just, yeah. Daniel Taylor says, regrind quite possibly the way I will go. Yeah, I suspect that's what I'll have to do. Yeah. Oh, wow. Pack Attack 74 found an 82 Challenger for sale with drag slicks on it. That is sick. Very cool. 20 Cent Motor says F bodies are drying up fast. Yeah, we're going to be moving to M bodies next. Some of us are already there. Looking your way, maybe. I'm in danger. How's it going, Glenn? Yeah. Cordobas are cool. No question. That is another car just like the F body. Like when I was a bit younger, it was all early 70s A bodies and Chargers and everything else is dumb. And as I've aged, I just find more and more things to be interesting and appealing, and partially for different reasons. I mean, it's old iron. It's cool. And the older I get, the more I look at those Cordobas and the 300 and cars like that, the more I realize, they're still B bodies and they still have pretty handsome lines. Yeah, they kind of look like a Monte Carlo from certain angles, but they still have the hips. They still have the Coke bottle body shape of the Charger, basically. They're good looking, and I stand by that. Yeah, they were late to the party, but it's the perfect platform to build whatever you want, Same reason I like the 73 Ford Chargers. Yeah. 55 Hemi Dodge is building a 904 transmission. What do you think of the accumulator spring? Leave it out or put it in with a block rod? My understanding is you just always leave them out. Like, no matter what you're doing. The converter in the A100 is, like, very small. It's more than 3,000. Yeah. Yeah. Every cake is rum cake if you pour enough rum on it. Oh, wow. Yeah. FMJ cars drive very nicely, quiet, isolated, smooth. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I don't know if I like... Yeah, Andrew Button says M bodies are super F, not so much. I prefer the old school front to back torsion bar suspension setup myself. The isolated B body I think is quite good. F body with the transverse bars, I don't know if I trust that. Yeah. Is rail without rolling R. Copy is rail. Got it. I'll try to remember that. Josh Dively, ever swapped a 318 or any small block into an M37? No, but I've seen it done, and I believe you could use a truck bell housing like the one in my 64 Power Wagon to hook right to that transmission. Could be wrong, but I think that's a pretty easy swap. And the M37, unlike the Power Wagon, the engine compartment is just wide open and square, and yeah. 20 Cent Motors had an A108 Cargo 8-door. 8-door? So passenger side doors too? Or 2, 4, 6. Yeah. Mine was a 6-door Cargo. Put that PBR can down, making me thirsty watching it. Sorry. Good evening, Jimmy Baps. What's up? Oh, wow. Caitlin Harris. Think I wore out a 435. That's a cool trick. I have never seen one of those with any issue. Think I wore out a 435. Can snake oil get another year out of it? Crunches hard in and out of second. Ouchie. I don't know. I don't know how bad you lunched it. But you can try the Lucas. Carnivore Customs, how's the individual cable brakes going to work on the welded rear end? The rear end is not welded the way you're thinking of. It is literally welded to the frame. There is no rear suspension. There are no leaf springs. It is welded to the frame. But you'll still be able to brake like so. Drag on one tire, even if they're both still spinning, dragging on this one should have the desired effect. Do you have children for the wagon or have the wagon to make children? I don't think I can answer that comment. Yeah. 20-cent motors. Oh, something about... Wait, what did I see? No, I don't know. Oh, the A108 was very loose without a roof. What? Exhaust law. It has to have one. Yes. Yes, thank you, Dennis. That's about right. Well, there you go. Israel. I'll keep the Dakota and just buy a 70s truck and a 62 Lancer to sit with my van in Dakota. Now you're thinking. Big brain time. Classic Dude Mike thinks the A100 will be a great companion for Roadkill's Stubby Bob. Someone said that people are going to think I'm ripping off Stubby Bob. No, I'm ripping off the little red wagon. Hello? Exhaust is not optional in the eyes of the law. Wiring sucks. Most people will pay to avoid it if possible. That's why you buy the pre-made replacement factory kit. It's so much better. Anti-stupid, thinking some of the Holly 1945s are fuel feedback, others aren't. I think you're right on that. Make sure you don't... Well, yeah, I think you're right on that. Excuse me. Yeah, don't get one with electric junk on it. Brady Dog owned a Cordoba. It was a fun car to drive. Plus, Ricardo Monteban said, I like what they've done with my car. Yeah, AMC guy with a great comment. The more they make modern cars unappealing, the more appealing, even the more pedestrian vintage cars become. That's definitely a factor. There are a lot of reasons for the classic boom. A lot. Even vintage Hondas are becoming collectible and unaffordable. My XJ is the perfect XJ. And it does everything well, which is just wrong. And I've realized I need to hold on to this thing because it's perfect and I cannot replace it. And I guarantee, like, as things progress, everybody's going to want one of these things. So, yeah. BCC Photech, how can the PT Gaster guy, your day is coming, by the way. How can I send a killer little red photo? deaddodgegarage@gmail.com. Vic says one of the baddest burnout cars I've ever seen is a junkyard Cordoba. Check out Home from Busted Radial Garage. Yeah, I've seen that car, I think. Doesn't he have that and a 300? Or is it two Cordobas? I think he had a 300 also. Oh, Tom's signing off. Have a good night and dream of A100 wheel standers. Don't mind if I do. Hot Shoe says the 340 and a Sapporo is a nice combination. And I know you're right. I understand why everyone wants to see me do a small block in the Challenger. I get it. It would be great. But the point I keep trying to make to everyone is that, like, I'm kind of spoiled for choice for V8 manual transmission A-bodies around here. And I don't need to go through all that work to make something that's very similar to that, you know? But probably drives worse. But anyway, I know you're right. Howdy, Philip. How is it going? Tom Fry regrets selling his 73 Cuda for $1,000 27 years ago. Yeah, even those late ones are still hot. Huh, William Fitch owned a 77 Charger Daytona. I showed a clip of one of those in... not this 81 Challenger video, but the last 81 Challenger video. At least I think that's what video it was. I found it on the side of the road in Centralia. Just parked there with the window half down. And an expired temp tag in the back window. Right by the machine shop that was trying to fix my Hemi block. Anyway, they're interesting. Good evening, Larry Barker. How's it going? Orin Cahoon. That gate gets really annoying. Vivian's definitely plugged your ears by now. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and assume that your slant's paid for, and I'm picking that up this week. We're going to build a slant 6, everybody. It's going to be great. Orin Cahoon, 2800 stall, too much for a slightly, what says named, but I'm assuming we mean hot rodded. 400. It really depends on your cam. Yeah. Braden's Deals. Why is his channel name Rocket Restorations? Because the company name is Rocket Restorations, and he didn't name it. Brady Dog. If I super chat you $20, will you drink better beer next week? No. No, I won't. But I appreciate it. And I'm not going to put Glenlivet in it or anything else. Anti-Stupid says the rear front ends in the M37 are narrower than the civilian Power Wagon. Interesting. Didn't know that. But the body, I was talking about the nose. It's all square and open and stuff. People have put small looks in the civilian trucks too, but anyway. Nolan, is a non-overdrive A833 worth messing with? Well, yes. The non-overdrive one is the good one. I just traded off my extra core 1-to-1 A-body 4-speed as part of the deal for the wheelie truck. Also, my extra tunnel ram. Because I have the other one now. What's wrong with this guy? Oh, he's an idiot, obviously. One of our ducks is in the middle of the street. You probably couldn't hear this, but a 2020 Camaro SS1LE just fired up outside. Yeah, hot shoe. A non-overdrive A833 is the one you want. Yes, it is. War Ghost. I have fender skirts on my 68 Newport. Not sure how they lock into place. They index properly, but my lever just drops down and does nothing. It's above my pay grade. I've never done that. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, 20-set motors, that van he was talking about. It was a high-top A108 with all the original steel roof cut out. Gotcha. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. I tried to make a deal on one years ago. Those are expensive. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, that checks out. Nice. Oh, wow. Gary Hergert got to drive a Sassy Grass 4-speed Challenger TA today with a white interior. That didn't suck. Tommy Noel, when is one of the vans coming to the channel? I don't know, 3 years ago? And then 2.5 years ago? And then 2 years ago? And then next week. No Beret's second car was a Cordoba with a slant 6. I didn't even know they put slant 6s in them. I don't actually know how to super chat. I've never done it. Oh, well, I'm on my web browser here, and there's a little dollar sign next to the smiley face thing. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know those existed. My XJ is best XJ. People have compared me to Mr. Regular a few times in the past, and the other day, no, this morning, I was editing footage of, wait, was it yesterday? Wagon video. Saw myself in profile and was like, that's kind of eerie, actually. With my current level of facial hair and haircut, I looked way too much like Mr. Regular. Just put a GoPro on my head and it would be frightening. Yeah. Dr. Art is here. What's up, Dr. Art? What is good in the hood? Yeah. XJ can go through all the snow. XJ can do all the things. I've always liked him. My wife and I were looking for an XJ to buy years ago, and at that time, they were just expensive. It was thousands for a nice, clean XJ, like one that she'd actually want to drive. And so we never got that. We ended up with a free ZJ, Grand Cherokee, which was cool. We actually had like a bunch of free Grand Cherokees. I think I've had 6 or 7 and paid for 2. and never more than $600. And that one drove. Full Garage wants to know, what's the status of the Turbo Valiant and Ramp Truck 3-pedal conversion? I got the parts back from Aces, and I put them on, and I fixed all the wiring the way they wanted, and I installed the relay they wanted, and I redid the tune, and I got it to start. Sometimes it'll start, and occasionally it'll rev up, and it'll sound okay for 4 to 5 seconds, and then it just dies like someone turned the key off. No warnings come up. No live data readings look weird. It just, I'm done running, and turns off. And the fuel pump's still going when it happens. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But I did look in the configuration stuff, and they reprogrammed my module. And in the settings, it says it has 105 pound-hour injectors. Except it doesn't. It has 65 pound-hour injectors. That's what the Classic has. Killshot Classic. So, I have questions. But of course, I didn't learn any of this until 5 p.m. on Friday. 3.9 cylinder for the 81 Challenger. No, I've never done any 3.9 stuff other than like maintenance. I'm not really interested in them at all. I'd rather just have all 8 cylinders. If I was going to do a V6 swap in anything, it would be the Quad Cam 3.6 Pentastar. I like those. I'm going to guess by the number. Oh, Rooster's headed out. Yeah, 229 people here, so I'm going to go ahead and guess Tony probably checked out for the night and people are hopping over. Yeah, it looks like it. So welcome, everybody, if you're coming over from Tony's. Barry Kuda's here. Andrew Button. Thinking back, the Cordoba made me feel rich and sophisticated. Well, yeah. Ricardo Montalban said it was cool. Valari was a taxi cab from day one. My grandpa had a Dart Sport. It was dark red, same color as my Duster. And my uncle allegedly rear-ended a car doing some bird watching in the park one day. Some bird watching. And it was totaled, and the replacement was either a Valari or an Aspen. I don't know which one. And my grandpa said it was a horrible piece of garbage, and it rusted out immediately, and it was just a terrible car. And he loved that Dart Sport, and he was furious when it got ruined. It was good times. PBR is pretty redneck. Well, I'm in the right place. YouTube user looked at a 54 Dodge station wagon on Craigslist in Lake Stevens yesterday. I don't think these guys do earlier cars like that, but they're all over the different Facebook groups and stuff. I've seen a lot of things for sale by them, and I've seen their builds and things, and they're cool guys. McLovin says we need some fresh merch over at the merch store. I know. I feel guilty about that often. Ramp Truck and Demon shirts, the new stickers. What's the deal? I am busy. I have been going like a crazy person. Will you play the rebuild that never ends, please, in honor of the Slant 6 this week? Last time I played that, the build that never ends, people got really upset. No, you cannot super chat from an iPhone or iPad, just like you can't sign up for... you can't sign up as a member from Apple devices because they take a huge... computers you can, but portable devices. You know what I'm talking about. Because they take a huge cut of any money that exchanges hands through an app. So Google just went, nope. And they don't have any of that stuff for YouTube on Apple iOS. I did my Mr. Regular a minute ago. My XJ is best XJ. My Ford is best Ford. Yes, that is a vintage Fender Rhodes. That is a Mark I. It's a 1975 or 6. I don't remember. That, of course, is the state... Wait, hold on. Yeah. That's the stage. The suitcase is the one that has the amp and the effects and stuff built in. I used to have an 88 suitcase, but I didn't have the amp. And I had another Mark I like this years and years ago. Yeah, it's been almost 15 years since I sold that when I was living in Portland. Yeah, I love the Rhodes. It's my favorite keyboard sound. I don't use it very often at all. I did use it somewhat extensively on my record, which I still haven't released for some reason. Yeah, I love the Rhodes. Dirty Rhodes sound is very good. Yeah, I think ZJs are cool, but they have always been worthless compared to XJs. You may well be right. A ZJ Limited with a mag and the puffy, fancy leather seats. Oh, great rig. Great rig. That's what my wife drove for a long time. Yes, did finally get the Renflex gasket for the slant. Yep. Good times. Hot Shoe asks everyone to please hit the like button because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. I appreciate it if you do that. Andrew Button took an XJ across the country in terrible weather, and it was awesome. I want to do a road trip in it. I really do. Thing's awesome. It's even got a tow hitch on it. I don't think I'll be doing a Tony and towing cars with it, but a little camper would be cool. Yes, the big engine in the Cordoba from 79 onward is the 360. Before that, you could get a 400. Yep, 400. Scrap pack. Yeah, we need to make that happen. Could happen. 20 Cent Motors said you could order a 440 in the B-body Cordoba. Never seen that. I've seen 400s. Andrew Button says a 3.9 and an A100 would be a good project. Well, my A100 has a 440, and I don't want to downgrade that much. Josh Homan is here. What's up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing it in your studio. Vivian has an excellent Rhodes, yes. Kind of wishes she had a Whirly. I've always liked the Whirly, too. I've only ever played one, like, once. Is Aberdeen south of Spokane? No, it's left of Spokane 6 hours. It's mostly west, slightly south, I suppose. At least you have to go slightly south once you get west. You didn't answer my question from last week about what happens if someone comes in both of those doors. No, I informed you there were 3 doors. And as far as what would happen, well, 2 of them are locked, so I hope that wouldn't happen. But I assume it results in a tear in the space-time continuum. Yeah. My entire Cordoba experience so far has been the 79-300, and it really is. It's a nice ride. It's a sweet car, and it handles amazing. Because heavy-duty springs and sway bars. Because police car. Herbert Williams is here. How's it going? JW Cagle sent over $1.99 and said, I did an oil change on my Dart. Your turn now. I got to do a lot of oil changes coming up here. That's so funny, yeah. Andrew Button. Darts in the 70s were everywhere. People used them endlessly. The F-body came out. We saw them around for a short time, and then they were gone. The A-bodies were still chugging. Yeah, there have always been more A's than F's around, and I assume that's why. Well, I mean, we could do that, and we have 1 or 2, but the 300, well, we've talked about this. We gotta make an honest 300 out of it. 440 would be quite something, for sure. Wow, the 64 wagon. I don't know if you could hear the dogs freaking out there. I don't know what their problem is. Rick Clark says, definitely turn the 64 wagon into a project. Absolutely my favorite car, and I like the towing Barracuda idea. Excuse me. The amount of work I would have to do. I like the idea. Excuse me. But that car is... it's not structurally sound enough. And if I was going to use a station wagon to tow, which I want to do, that would be my 66 Coronet station wagon with a 440. And good disc brakes, power brakes, and all that stuff. I just can't see doing all of that to the 64 wagon. It would be glorious to see the Barracuda on the trailer behind it. It really would. But there will probably be a follow-up video, but I don't know how much more I'm going to do. Yeah, my old band, our keyboardist, occasionally the last phase of the band, he had the Rhodes. It was a 73, and we had an electric Hammond, a Hammond brand Hammond, on top. But for the really good shows, like at the local theater, we rolled out the Hammond B2 with a Leslie. I did notice that. You kind of alluded to it once, but you've been a good boy today. I guess you didn't like getting yelled at. Nice. Port Townsend is hour hour and a half, hour 40. I don't know. It's not too far. Yeah, all kinds of cool boat stuff happens there. One of the YouTube channels I follow is, hold on, it'll come to me, Samson Boat Co. Samson Boat Building Co. Whatever. The Tally Ho project. I've been following that. So cool. Not structurally sound enough. The leaf springs are going to fall off that thing. There is no floor. And I am not. If it was a little better than it is, I'd be excited, but it's not. Oh, wow. Australian parts are expensive, yeah. I have one of those chrome valve covers. I got that from Evan, and I have the Offie polished thinned aluminum color that I got from Matt Man's Mopars. And I mentioned in a video that it was like the stuff my dreams are made of, and it is. But I kind of set it on my engine and stepped back and went, man, I don't think it's the look for this one. I like my painted red stalker. Because there's so much shiny going on in there. Well, not really, but turbo, carb hat. I don't know. At the time, it was just like, I'm going to keep the red one. Bill Truitt asked, Jamie, ever thought of getting a Fender Super Twin? Oh, never mind. You bought a D100, A100. I'm going to get I'm considering buying a Bandmaster head from the local guitar shop because I have a Bandmaster cab that I bought for my Bassman. But then I got a Bassman cab. You'll notice that is not here now. That's out at band practice land. Finally took my amp out there. So I'm probably going to get a Bandmaster head. My twin days are over. I used to gig with a Silverface twin. I'm in the Fender Amps group on Facebook, and there was this huge recurring joke for a bit there about how heavy they are, and it's so true. Yeah, I won't haul a twin around anymore. I just can't. They're just horrible. Just horrible. So bad. Love the sound. I used to run my Silverface with only 2 power tubes. That helped the volume a little bit. Cameron Powell wants to know, if you haven't built a 451 stroker already, would you ever consider it? I have built one because I was asked to. We've never gotten to test that thoroughly yet, and so I'm going to reserve judgment until I do that. But here's the thing. I like short strokes, and I don't think strokers are... It's such the thing right now, and I just have no interest in it at all. At all. I don't think it's worth doing. I'd prefer higher RPM awesomeness to the torque you're going to gain with the stroker. And the strokers just keep getting more and more ridiculous. 572 stroker. Yeah. Having said that, the 451 is basically a 440 with a bigger bore in a short deck package. And that combination does make sense to me. Especially back in the bad old days when people did it the cheap way. They turned down 440 cranks to make them fit. I like that. It's classic. It's tried and true. It's cool. Again, I did build one, and it has a roller cam and aluminum heads, but it's not like some crazy horsepower machine or anything. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what that does. And that may inform my opinion of that combination moving forward. But having said that, I'd rather just have either a 440 or a 383 or 400. I like all of those. I have seen one 5.9 Limited. That was a 1-year deal and quite impressive, but you don't need more than the 318. I did a part-time 4x4 conversion in hers when the transfer case exploded, and it was fun. And those all have limited slip rear ends too. It was sketchy. I mean, 45 miles an hour on a wet on-ramp, slipping sideways unexpectedly. There's a reason those things come full-time 4x4. Um, that's fun. In the 90s, my 79 Cordoba, if one cornered too hard, the hubcaps would jump off and run into the ditch. It's awesome. Yeah. Brady Dog plays a Hammond organ. That's sick. Nice. Yeah, when we had our old band, we were all about the Hammond sound or the Rhodes. My friend Andy, excellent musician and player, friend and roommate for a while. And yeah, he loved the classic key sounds, and so did I. We were all into that, kind of classic rock stuff. Yeah, see, that's what that station wagon's going to do. The leaf perches are going to remove themselves. Nice. Very cool. Yeah. Decent tech in a shop can do 8 oil changes and checkovers in an 8-hour shift. I do mail truck. Well, I don't usually anymore. I made my brother do it. I service USPS fleet, and I go over there. I grab one. I bring it over, change the oil, lube the underside, do the full inspection sheet, take it back, and that's an hour. Each one, it's an hour. So I am a decent tech. I don't want to be. It's like servicing my crap or my wife's car is like the last thing in the universe I want to do. I push it as far as possible. Knowing what you can get away with is a dangerous thing sometimes. Yeah. No. Yes, I got the parts back from Aces. I'm partway through making a video, maybe toward the end of making a video, depending on what their tech department says tomorrow. Yes, that is why you put casters on a twin, but you still gotta lift them into the van. Yamaha DGX 670 has a great Leslie. I've heard some good fake ones. Yeah, hooking it up to a pedal. Or my synth, it was the modulation knob. It had a knob and then a pitch knob. And you'd roll the knob and it would... Cool stuff. Dan Orcutt had a Fender Twin Reverb. Yep. Shoulder replacement. JW Kegel, should I keep the Slant 6 or go to a 318 with my 3 on the Tree Trans? Your 3 on the Tree Trans is the light duty one, and it is light duty. Non-synchronized first gear. If it's possible to put a V8 in front of that, I wouldn't. I like a Slant 6 early A body. It's a nice setup. So, I mean, what kind of party do you want to have? I wouldn't use that transmission. I'd get the heavier duty A903 3-speed fully synchronized V8 3-speed. I have 3 of those. Are Marshall stacks and Sun Coliseums still a thing? Somewhere, yeah. Okay, that's why I thought, and that's what someone else said. Yeah, Cordoba maxed out with the 400. I was wrong and am shamed. Shame. Shun the non-believer. Yes, I still have the Imperial. It's still at Tom's. It was in the wagon video for a brief moment. Yeah. Huh. It's coming up, but I don't know when. I really haven't had enough time at Tom's to dick around with it lately. Is the CJ7 worth it? Well, I don't know what it costs, but they're great rigs. I feel like I'm missing things. Let's scroll to the now times. Bullwag has never blown up a T-case. The one in my old dually would pop out of 2-wheel drive. That is not fun. I think Byron's Chevy started doing that. Josh Homan, 8 oil changes should take a lot less than 8 hours. But what they said was oil change and check over, inspection, Wiggle all the joints and the wheels and the steering and maybe grease things if you have that. That's what I was explaining. Brady Dog said put a 440 in a mail truck. No. Yes, the wagon spring perches still have steel that I can weld to. I don't think anyone here quite understands how much of a disappointment it was to look under that car and go, because it doesn't look like a rotten turd from the top. The cowl's solid, the roof's solid. And I just took one look at all that, and I'm disgusted, and I don't want to touch it again. Like, that, I don't want to. I just don't want to. That car's dead to me. I might make it run better. I do have a 1945, but as I mentioned, it won't actually fit. Herbert Williams said, that was cool, the Green Imperial. I somewhat regret not buying that car, but I wouldn't have done anything with it if I did, so it's fine. Oh, wow, Tumbleweed 77, grenaded? Hello, mother. Hello, father. Here I am at Camp Granada. Stop. Ooh. I was going to say stop linking me stuff, but that appears to be a D-Series with some weird inline diesel under the hood. 6DR5. Mitsubishi. Oh, otherwise known as the Dajibishi. Well, we call other things that. That's sick, but it's in Missoula and it needs an injection pump, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. TJ Jeep. Cool trick. TJs are great. Always thought I wanted one. Too expensive. Excuse me. Another coil Jeep. Red. 5-speed. 4x4. Oh, yeah. Quit pushing your luck on the oil change for the 81. Dirty oil was the cause of 99% of their failures. Good to know. Midnight Mopar Garage needs a short tail shaft for an MP435. Is that for like a divorced rig? I got nothing. Yeah, flying hubcaps was a 70s thing. I forgot to finish my thought on that. My brother has lost a good few hubcaps. Dog dishes, anyway. I also had a Repro Twin, very briefly, and it was sweet. I loved it. But again, like, I'm not going to use it. It's too loud for my house. It's too heavy to move. So, yeah. YouTube user, my 318 is so gunky. What would you do about it? Don't want to mess it up. Oven cleaner on the outside, and inside shop vac and a scraper. Maybe a couple toothbrushes, some light brake cleaning, some towels laid in the valley if you're scrubbing the head parts. Remove everything you can and clean that separately. That really improves life. Just tread carefully. I mean, we did that in the first video on Dave's 65 Barracuda. Haven't seen Dave tonight. That's interesting. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. That wasn't a good Mushu. WK was a Chevy guy before he started watching my videos. I'm still a Chevy guy, but I also was then. Anyway, nice. My 55 is pretty decent. The green one was a nice car. Just needed painted. Raymond Cabell's Raymond. My old friend and workmate used to be the UPS or USPS maintenance supervisor. Yep. Wow. Good evening, Travis Larson. How's it going? Can you please start over? Yeah. This is Dead Dodge Garage Live, and now I'm going to play a song. It's not enough money, and I absolutely hate them, and I told them to go away, essentially. I still, when they have breakdowns, they bring them here. I don't want to say this. I'm going to say this. They haven't had a breakdown in a little while, so I haven't seen any. But yeah. Nolan, would you ever consider putting the Dart Wagon on a 4x4 chassis? No. I would never do that. Ever? Nope, not ever. I would like to someday build a 4x4 classic Mopar, but I will not do the truck chassis thing. Won't do it. Hate the look. Hate the laziness. I want to engineer an actual 4x4. And my plan was to use ZJ Grand Cherokee parts, coil mounts, the solid axle, all that stuff. Their unibody, similar engineering. I think it would be, I'm not going to say easy, but straightforward. I'd love to, I've been dreaming of that build for 12 years? It's supposed to be called the Trail Duster. But the other idea was the Ram Charger. Same idea. But then Dirt Every Day did the Off-Road Runner, and that kind of killed that idea for me, because it's been done now. But anyway, no, I would not 4x4 that wagon. Someone, not me, but someone loves that wagon and wants that wagon and would pay the very reasonable amount of money that I want for it. And it needs a floor. It needs a little frame stuff fixed. The axle gone through. And yeah. Herbert Williams, will the Dodge Air buy Dodge Jeep Ram Chrysler? Well, first off, it's Walter P. Chrysler's grandson or something. And second, Stellantis said they weren't for sale. Of course, that was when what's-his-name was still in there. But I don't think they're for sale. And hopefully, new management starts to turn things around. But, you know, we'll see. Answer 14. I see a lot of A-body cars that have that guys have put B-body rear axles in them. They run weird offset wheels. Is that okay? Because it looks funky. Yeah, it's fine. They're only 2 inches wider, I think. Yeah. I don't know anything about the diesel Renegade. We did get the CRD Liberty Common Rail Diesel. It's a VM engine, like the ones they put in the Ram 1500 Eco Diesels, and I kind of always wanted one of those, but never have gotten one yet. It would have to have a stick. Bill Truitt, you mean a 69 Dart with a Dakota 5.9 chassis is out of the question? It is for me, yes. I wouldn't do that. To me, a classic Mopar car has torsion bars, unless we're talking about that crazy thing I was just describing. I wouldn't use a truck chassis. I wouldn't. Why did Mopar use 400s as the base engine for modifications in the 90s Mopar performance catalogs for your performance Cordovas? Possibly because it was the strongest block they ever made with the biggest bore. Strongest B block, BRB block with the biggest bore. Possibly. No, two-door XJs aren't so easy to find, but there is a stick shift one on FaceTube's marketplaces right now. I have. We were just talking about that. Old bandmate, and I've jammed on one quite a bit. Actually, a B2, not a B3. An earlier one with a Leslie, and it is fantastic. Very good times. Highly recommend it. Russ Speeders Derelicts. 99 1500 Sport, two-wheel drive, 360 mag, rebuilt 46RE at low speed, light throttle. Can't figure out if it's engine surging or the trans hunting for a gear. Probably engine surging. They have, the Cummins trucks had gear hunt problems at 45 miles an hour, but never at lower speed that I'm aware of. I've had them stick in second gear. I've had them stick in first gear, but I've never had them hunt for gears at low speed like that, ever. I doubt that very much. Yeah, I think you have an engine problem. Vivian should get a map of the western U.S. and put a pin in each spot I lost a 13-inch Dart hubcap. Yes, you should. Nice. In it would have had to have been modified. Did you know that Hammond did not think their organs needed Leslie speakers, and they were very serious about that? I don't think they were allowed to be sold in the same stores. I have seen some cool 4x4 cars, but it's not for me. Maybe. It's an idea. They could have another day, though. Chrysler, I don't think that's true. I don't agree that's true. It might be, but I would not speak in absolutes like that. All I can say is I'm not a fan of much that they've done in the last couple decades. I really like my 2018 Challenger, and I really liked my 2014 Ram, and I kind of like the looks of the newer ones. And I'm totally going to get, hopefully, test drive one of those electric Chargers so I can tell you if it's actually garbage. Chrysler has been on death's door so many times for the last, literally their entire existence. So, is anyone surprised they're there again? Mopar, no car, or Japanese import. Nope. Chrysler owned by some Indian company. No. Multi-country conglomerate. Partly Italian, partly French. Chrysler was owned by Fiat, and then Fiat, it was a merger, actually, was eaten by Stellantis. Technically a Dutch company. Okay, yeah, interesting, but there's certainly some interest in France or whatever. I hate to tell you this, but the Japanese and the Asians are the ones making good cars. Like, way better. I wish we could have good domestic cars again. That would be great. Brady Dog, if you ever think of selling the Cornet wagon, let me know. You're going to have to get in line, bud. Well, I'll be the judge of that. Yes, I know what Tony said. Tony says a lot of stuff. Have you ever considered doing S10 springs under your XJ? Did mine, gave me 5-inch lift in the back. I don't want a 5-inch lift. I might like 2 inches, but that thing drives perfect. I have no interest in ruining it, and as you saw, it works quite well off-road. Ground clearance wasn't really an issue, and probably never will be for any of the type of wheeling that I do. I'd like to add some belly pans, some additional, underneath protection. I would like just a hair more tire clearance. I need to fix whatever minor rubbing I've got on the rear right when it does this. It's very minor, but if you put a bunch of weight in it, it will rub. And few other things. Better CB radio, better stereo, patch the floor, license plate light. Tube bumper in the back with a spare tire carrier. Tube bumper in the front with a winch. I got some ideas. But yeah. Nice. Israel just bought some DDG merch. Now I'm bona fide. Thank you. I need to process some orders from this week. I think I've got a good few of them. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. And they have certainly neglected their American brands. That's why Tavares, or whatever the hell his name was, isn't there anymore. Because, yeah, no question. Yep, there have been some major management issues. No question. That doesn't mean it's over. It doesn't. S10s are cool. Yeah. I don't think so. But that's up to you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can that guy, and I think we are going to see things improve. And this, I want to put this, like, we'll just just pin that one to the wall. Because it doesn't matter, like, what happens with the company now. I still see them as my guys. But no matter what happens, yeah, they can't take away my 68 Charger. What's in your 2018 Challenger 318? 3.6 Pentastar V6. It's fantastic. 305 horsepower. Now that the factory coolant oil leak has been fixed, all the fluids stay in it. I've owned it for quite a while. Still isn't even due for an oil change. It'll pass anyone and everyone. Goes down the road nice. The only thing I don't like about it is the suspension is a little stiff, and the seat is bolstered because race car, and my hips kind of rub, and sometimes that gets uncomfortable. And I'm not a big guy, so I find that concerning for anyone that is. But yeah, V6. Mike, are you doing wheelies yet? LOL. You want to sell your Dart station wagon? How much? $1,200. DeadDodgeGarage@gmail.com. Come and get it. You can have all the spare parts in it, but I'm keeping the 170. Need to bring back the Dart with a V6 6-speed rear-wheel drive and only 2 doors. I agree. Kind of. Pentastar in the 40... How heavy is the Challenger? 4,200? 4,400? They're heavy cars. 300 horsepower Pentastar in that is fun. So imagining it in a smaller car. It was fun in my Ram 1500. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have seen four-wheel drive Camaros, and I think that's awesome. But I won't do it to a unibody Dodge. I just won't. I cannot do it. Wow. Jeff Hutchins went almost full ZJ 4-liter 5-speed swap into my 52 wheelers pickup. In the end, just did a 4-wheel. Oh, almost went full ZJ. I see. Yeah. Did you hear that apparently a new Dakota will be hitting the market in 2027? No. But I heard that there will be a new Barracuda in 2003, 2005, 2007, 2009, 10, 11, 12, 2020, 2023, 2025, and now it's coming in 2026. So I will believe it when I see it. Rad. Nolan, been eyeing a newer Challenger at my local Dodge dealership. Real nice, 3.6, but it has a sunroof. I'm not really a sunroof guy. It would be cool if mine had one. I'm fine without it. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't use it. I'd just like to have it for like that one time. You do know they're making 2-door Chargers now, right? And they look awesome. The roofline's a little Audi-ish for me, but everything else about the new Charger design, 2-door one, magnificent. It is beautiful. Don't care what anyone says. The only thing my car doesn't have that I wish it did, heated seats, because I'm spoiled. But yeah, everything else about it. You know I agree. I completely agree. And Uncle Tony's said the same thing. Glenn Uromi, this better not be it for you. We better see you here next week. Oh, Dalton Sparks, why do you have to live so far away from me? Sorry. Brady Dog can't wait for the next 81 Challenger video. PT, sad. Yeah, I agree. She turned me into a neutral. I got better. PTs are terrible, and I'm getting one. It's a good car. I showed you everything you need to know about it. I pulled no punches in these videos. I will tell you. Somebody praised that in the comments. They're like, I love how you just dump on your cars. Yeah. It's a cool car. It's a great project. It's just not for me. I hate PT Cruisers so much. I also hope the new Hurricane is actually good. I don't know. Martin Adams went out for pizza. I know. I'm an elitist. Heated steering wheels is where it's at. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't need that, though. Elitist. We found a witch. May we burn her? I really think they nailed the look. Yeah, the Hornet, it's not really a Dodge, though, so that's easy to dislike. No, I don't actually have my paperwork in order to cross the border or board an airplane anymore. We are the knights that say me. We shall say, damn it. We demand a shrubbery. We shall say nee to you again if you do not appease us. Yeah. It has heated outside mirrors. But yeah. I hate the PT and agree they're throwaway cars. A tachometer, you capitalist pig. Yes, I know. A-bodies and rebadged Mitsubishi's rule. You know I agree, Tavo, whichever, however you like to pronounce that. I don't know. A shrubbery. That's... I thought we were gonna... Northist Dakota. Icky, pakang, swish, boom, whatever. It's whoopang, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah. But it's heavily based on an Alfa Romeo, but it was actually Americanized pretty significantly. Ooh. How's it feel to be so wrong? David has driven a Hurricane, some turbo lag if you're in a weird spot in the RPM range. I could see that. Yeah. On second thought, let us not go to Camelot. It is a silly place. Why are Mopars so expensive? Because everybody wants them. Yeah. My wife's got a now 12-year-old Subaru Outback, which has been a fantastic car. We've put 60,000 miles on it. I've never changed the spark plugs. It's been a great car. Heated seats. All the sunroof. It's a limited, whatever. I fought in your general direction. Are they rebooting Monty Python movies? You'd be great. Can't afford a PT. You can't afford a PT? Well, okay, maybe where you're at. They're like free here, dude. There's one in Aberdeen right now for $300 that runs that I'm not going to get because I'm getting that other one that Tracy found, which is literally identical, by the way, for trade work or whatever. Yeah. I could have as many PTs as I want, and the number I want is 0, but I do really want to put one, ironically, on a truck frame after saying I wasn't going to do that. But I didn't say I wouldn't do it to a PT Cruiser. Can you buy new wiper arms for 64 Barracuda? I think you can. You can get Tricos for one thing, but there may actually be reproductions out there. They did make a 4-door PT. Maybe a new airflow. Remarkably similar in many ways. That's the one I need to turn into a straight axle car. I don't know Faulty Towers. Robert Moore, are you in Olympia? I'm in Aberdeen. Rocket Restorations is in Olympia. I'm in Yelm. Have a 70 Roadrunner I inherited in pieces from my dad a few years ago. Learning as I restore it. Any advice for someone new to B-bodies? God, for someone brand new to them, I don't know where to start, frankly. I've never been one for like advice for someone completely fresh to things. Keep it as stock as you can. Save as much original stuff as you can. Don't make modifications if at all possible. Make that 70 Roadrunner be a 70 Roadrunner again. Watch videos, find manuals, look at diagrams, and you're going to have a good car. Don't try to make it into something it's not. I think that's the best advice I can give you. If there is a new part for that car, it's probably garbage. If there's an aftermarket upgraded fan, it's probably garbage. Keep that car as stock as you can. Feel free to upgrade the engine with a factory type engine with extra power and cool things like that. But yeah, keep it as stock as you can. Yes, the roofline is exactly an S5. That's what I was. Did I say Audi? Or did I just say the roofline's a little heh? Because usually I say it's a classic Charger redrawn with that scoopy hood thing and an Audi roof. That's what it is. Like, that's exactly what it is. $300? That's my second favorite price for cars. Hell yeah. Now go away, or we shall be forced to taunt you a second time. Old Iron's right on schedule. What's up? Yeah. Dog noises. Nice. PT could have been great, but it wasn't. No. You're the king? I didn't vote for you. I've never restored a car, so I got a shell of a 64 Barracuda. No motor, nothing, no seats. Good luck. No. 71 Chargers are great. I'd love a 71 Super Bee someday. Yeah, stalker period correct is always in. Modern crap that people are doing now, those stupid coilover kits, we'll be ripping all those off in 20, 30 years. But I'm not going to install one. So my conscience is clear. Third gen Hemis, when they're all blown up and all the Terminator systems are dead, we'll be ripping those out and putting big blocks back in. I'll be here. Always look on the bright side of life. That's as much as you'll get. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that a few times. Oh, that was a John Cleese series. Okay, interesting. Didn't know that. I love that man. John Cleese. Follow him on Instagram. He posts great stuff all the time. Like he's sitting in his tour bus signing posters or playbills or whatever, but he has to be fed cheese. or he starts freaking out. It's hilarious. It's so good. I'll believe the new Ram Charger when I see it too. Bell James, see you later. Brady Dog. Yeah, 392s are cool. I've had some fun with one. No, big blocks don't mate to anything but big block transmissions without an adapter. Do you have any love for 60s Oldsmobiles? I think they're kind of funky. I'm sort of partially a closeted Buick guy. Had an Electra 225 at 67, and one of the first cars I drove was a 70. But never really got into Oldsmobile. I think their designs were a little weird. Oldsmobile grills never did it for me. Fish Called Wanda. I haven't seen that one either, but I know it exists. Rusty Robinson, happy to do it. Yeah, even Birdsong said don't screw with the front end of your Charger. Mexico got the Rampage. Yeah. We got the old Rampage. Dauntless is a great name for an engine, yeah. Buick V6. Buicks used to be great cars, yeah. Well, so did Chryslers. Ray Adkins. Wow. Huh. Wait, the end of that comment didn't make sense, but 86 Comanche, 355 Chevy, 4-barrel, ram horn headers, glass packs, 350 turbo transmission. That sounds insane. Yeah. Tumbleweed would like to build a 50s, 60s Dodge 4x4 with a divorced case. Yeah, they're great. It's very nice. Very nice. It's a good setup. Oh, awesome. James Brown said, thanks for all your help. I was able to figure out the issue with my truck and got it running today. Good deal. Happy to help. Yeah, I'd have to have my 392 without MDS. MDS is a problem. Dinner's ready, guys. I'm gonna go eat dinner. I'm hungry. Here's your song. Put a corn dog in the window, though I should have gone in two. Russ Curtis saw the Jeeping today. It was a Jeep thing for sure. Though I'm gone, I'll be clocking in soon. Long as I can steal a bite. I've decided the Challenger exhaust is great how it is, and I'm leaving it alone. Okay. Yeah, Dex is the XJ guy. I know. Tony linked me his channel earlier. Thanks, everybody. Catch you later. Appreciate you. See you in the comments. And next Sunday, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 really good videos this coming week. So keep an eye out. All right, bye now. Bye-bye.